Emirates Airlines. This is your captain speaking. Our flight will be just short of 4.5 hours with drinks, snacks, and entertainment available. We are equipped with smoke alarms, so be careful not to get caught. We ask that you stay calm before the storm. Thank you, and stay flying high.
Yo, listen.
Yo, what's going on, Showtime?
Nothing much, what you up to?
About to roll this blunt and write this music.
Let me hit that.
You wanna hit that too?
Let's do it.
Aight, let's go. Let's cook it up then. Fuck you talking about?
Let's go.
Roll up, smoke up. Fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, we a show bus. Roll up, smoke up. Fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe.
I'm on a different level. I'm all in my mood, I'm all in my vibe. Can we just kick it and leave for the night? Light up a spliff and we chill for the ride. So then fine, want a slice of the pie. Should be mine when you gaze in my eyes. Slim thick, and I'm feeling them thighs. Thick hips, is she feeling my size? Browskin baddie, and she wanna get turned. She feeling my music, she feeling my verse. She singing the chorus, she singing the words. Girls have fun, yeah, you know how that work. Live it up, so I live it some more. She a queen, so I open the door. Her vibration, you can feel from the flow. Heart racing, got me doing the most.
Roll up, smoke up. Fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, we a show bus. Roll up, smoke up. Fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, come and show us. I'm not the type to let you walk on tender roses. And don't think that you're worth the stress to sweat all over. If you're not the one handing me my money, if you think that you got a seat, then move on over. I got the vibe, I got the time to give you whatever you like. Come spend the night, you know I'm fine, and want a piece of this pie. I got the lights, push them aside, let me take you for a ride. Set on my vibe, living it right, and we gon' ride through the night. Roll up, smoke up, fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, we a show bus. Roll up, smoke up, fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, come and show us. Roll up, smoke up, fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, we a show bus. Roll up, smoke up, fuck it with the body, they don't know us. Hand her in your neck like a choker. Fuck it with the vibe, come and show us. Fuck it with the vibe, come and show us.
What's a Monday or the next? I do seem to forget it all. I lose my sense of time when I think of how you're mine. When I'm with you, time sprouts its own wings and flies away. When we're apart, seconds are like hours in my heart. But I trade in years of loneliness for just a moment here with you. I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to that and that you love me I'm praying that it doesn't come to that you really love me too. Can't believe you're really mine. So glad that our hearts are aligned. And I feel like I'm dancing on a cloud, because closest you I found. When I'm with you, time sprouts its own wings and flies away. When we're apart, seconds are like hours in my heart. But I'd sell all my possessions and gladly give up everything for you. I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to that and that you love me too. I'm praying that it doesn't come to that and that instead you love me too. Oh, baby. Oh, I can see a brand new piece of garden us. Do you agree? Could be me, but this must be what it feels like to be in eternity. Oh, baby. Sweet its own wings and flies away. When we're apart, seconds are like hours in my heart. But I trade in years of loneliness for just a moment here with you. I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to that and that you love me too. I'm praying that it doesn't come to that, that instead you love me too.
I'll be the one. When you call, I pick it up. Need a hand, I lift you up. Not three, not two, the one, the main priority. Need someone that you can trust. Need someone to call your bluff. Know the way straight to your heart, the main priority. My number one, make you my one, my number one, my main priority. Make you my one, my number one, make you my one, my main priority. My main priority. The first thing on my mind, everything else don't exist. Never come last in my life, unless I save you for the best. Never too preoccupied, my priority is spent on you at any time, and you need more than a friend.
Call me when you win some money. No excuse on the way right now. Text me that you need my love, okay, like I'm on the way right now. Number one thing, my main subject. Anything just to see you smile. Reassure you that it's nothing. Pick up the phone and dial.
Call, I pick it up. Need a hand, I lift you up. Not three, not two, the one, the main priority. Need someone that you can trust. Need someone to call your bluff. Know the way straight to your heart, the main priority. My number one, make you my one, my number one, My main priority, make you my one, my number one, make you my one, my main priority. My main priority.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello to the kings, hello to the queens, and everybody in between. I'm your host, Radio Faheem, and you are listening to On The Rize, New Kemet Radio's weekday morning show. First and foremost, how you doing, fam? You're good? How was your last couple of days? Yeah, yeah. Mine wasn't so peaceful. No, no, no. Mine wasn't so peaceful. And to top it off, we have entered the Islamic month of Ramadan. So to those that are fasting and to those that practice, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Mubarak. Um, yeah, I kind of I have a lot to say about that, but I think we're gonna save that for a little bit of a later date. I have a lot to say about that anyway. Um, but with that being said, we will get into we'll get in a little bit into Ramadan. We're gonna talk about DJ Vlad, and I always want to include some type of self accountability in things. So we're also going to talk about integrity and what that necessarily means. But of course, I have to start the day off with a good message because I get my day started off with a good message from my ex-wife's father. I'm I'm on such good terms with my ex's family that her dad sends me good morning memes, and I'm not gonna hold you; these should be uplifting. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, Randy. I appreciate your good morning uh, your messages, yeah, your good morning messages, because they're pictures. They're not like text; they're pictures, but they have words on them. It's still a message, right? Fuck the messenger. Did you get the message? Anyway, it says, people will come and go in your life, but the person in the mirror will be there forever. So be good to yourself. Good morning. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And that means a lot to me. That means a lot coming from a person who is often irritated. That means a lot coming from a person who often worries. Um, not coming from that means a lot to a person who's often irritated. This means a lot to a person who um, struggles with finding internal peace when things get crazy. You know, when shit falls south, right? When things fall through. Um, I'm known for wearing my emotions on my sleeves, and it's no it's no secret that Faheem is emotional. There's no secret. Everybody around me knows that. But it's not about being emotional. That's the issue. And we'll possibly tap into a little bit of men's emotions, but I'll save that for something different that will be coming down the pipeline soon enough. Um, I when you talk about how somebody perceives themselves, when you talk about how somebody perceives themselves, people often forget that it's not anything you can necessarily say to them, or sometimes it may not even be the state of being that they're in. It may not even be the how they're living their life that's the problem, right? It literally can just be their psychology. And I say this as a person who gets irritated very fast, um, and who always felt like, ever since I became an adult, the the pressure, the pressure to have shit together, the pressure to present myself as somebody that would be accepted by my peers, the people of my age range, right? Which is crazy because the groups that I got accepted by were not necessarily my peers per se. They're about 10 years older than me. Um, but it always it always lent a it always lent a notion that me being emotional was wrong. And it wasn't that me being emotional was wrong. And, society provides, however, the view of man and men's emotions, but it was the actions, um, the the way I would shut down, um, the way the way things just seem to the way things just seem to take a hold and completely encapsule my day based off of one event. It still happens. It still happens. It just doesn't happen as often. And in a little bit, I'm gonna share that. But y'all know we gonna y'all know how we do. We're gonna get we're gonna get this show started, and we are of course a radio show. So I like to listen to music. Plus, I'm for real.
Everything I do is imperfect. Everything I say is too complex. Oh, and every time I dance, it's stupid feeling. Pride thinks that I'm too of an embarrassment. Oh, but you can't make society just yet, nah, nah, unless you put it down on the beat like this. Killer intuition, killer self-control. I give it to them straight from inside my soul. Cause I'm for real and so is yours. I'm for real, yeah. I'm for real, I'm for real. I am for real. Everything I do is imperfect. Everything I say is too complex. Oh, and every time I dance, it's stupid feeling. Pride thinks that I'm too of an embarrassment. Oh, but you can't make society just yet, nah, nah, unless you put it down on the beat like this. Killer intuition, killer self-control. I give it to them straight from inside my soul. Cause I'm for real and so is yours. I'm for real, yeah. I'm for real, I'm for real. I am for real. should be so proud of me. Thought you were the one, but then you played me. They told me not to try to get with you. I took my shot and then I got with you. But now I got this fight in me. Can't trust these other boys, baby. But you know I had to come back around. I plays my game with no respect. I finesse them to make me seem down. But it's so messed up cause I'm still stressed. But I'ma put this dress on and I'ma show my legs off. You should've never came round. Gave all this love and you let me down. But it's cool now cause you and me will always be tied. Family every single day and night. And just when I start to think that we're cool, you turn around and then you play me, I'm a fool. See, I really just wanted to be a rider, boy. But you keep on playing me with all these lies, boy. So the next guy came around and he was sorry, boy. Cause he couldn't fix my heart and I was lousy, boy. When it came to the love thing, my heart, it couldn't take no more pain. It turned ice cold from all your games. And now I'm praying, hoping, wishing you the same. It's so messed up cause I'm so stressed. But I'ma put my heart together with the man that I trust. I should've never came round. You hyped me up, then you tore me down. And it's cool now cause you and me will always be tied. Family every single day and night. And just when I start to think that we're cool, you turn around and then you play me, I'm a fool. I can't believe I let myself go. I for a man that could've loved me so. And just when you come around like we're cool, I let my pride down and you play me like a fool.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over blow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choked. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. No, he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when it goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again. Yo, this whole rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't pass. Better.
Cause you know I could talk about him all fucking day. I could talk about him for fucking 10 hours, 15 hours. I'm dreaming about it and like, can't get you out of my fucking head. And you fuck.
When you choke me out like you like to, I surrender my whole life to you. When you treat me right, wanna fight you. Then I turn around and the same to you. We're so fucking damaged. I can't fucking stand it. Just the way you planned it. We're so fucking damaged. Sucking on your venom, licking it slow on every drop, losing all my blood. Fill me with your poison, baby. How do you believe the shit you said to me when you chose a snake instead of me? Hate that we're friends and enemies. You left me when you choke me out like you had to. I surrender my whole life to you. When you treat me right, wanna fight you. Then I turn around and the same to you. We're so fucking damaged. I can't fucking stand it. Just the way you planned it. We're so fucking damaged. Blame you for my problems, hoping you could solve them, yeah. Dealing with my trauma. No, I threw you in the fire, but baby, how do you believe the shit you said to me when you like to. I surrender my whole life to you. When you treat me right, wanna fight you. Then I turn around and sing to you. We're so fucking damaged. I can't fucking stand it. Just the way you planned it. We're so fucking damaged. We're fucking damaged.
This is so annoying.
That was Damaged by Kadira. Kadara? I think it's probably Kadara. That was Damaged by Kadara. Homegirl got some fly music. Uh, I didn't know that that was like going to be a Lose Yourself cover. I have a whole independent covers playlist. I gotta add that to it. I don't even know how that secretly made it in, and I not even know that being a fucking Eminem fan. But and then it was that Tommy Guns. Let me not even start. Anywho, um, today or yesterday counted as the first day of Ramadan to a lot of Muslims, to Muslims, not even a lot of Muslims, to the Muslim community. Um, so as I said earlier, Ramadan Mubarak to Muslims. Now, some would say, well, radio, I've been live with you, or I just seen you take a sip of something to drink, and you had a smoke. Yes, yes, I did. Um, because am I fasting Ramadan? No, not in the Ramadan, not in the traditional sense. First and foremost, let me say this. Ooh, that's that actually spiked a little too much. First and foremost, let me say this. I have not been a practicing Muslim in years, years. I left organized religion alone for the since high school. To be honest, like uh I was Muslim, like dedicated to like high school. Then I started questioning things. Um, got married, and that kept me in the faith a bit longer. But like it didn't religion the religion never made its way back into my life. You know what I mean? Although um the morals and values and everything that I've learned from it have definitely been a baseline for my the way I walk through life, period. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say it's caused me any issue. If anything, I would say because it's because of Islam and the baseline of Islam, its discipline and its teachings that that I'm the person I am today. You know, um, and that's part. Can't fault it for that. Got to give it its props for that. I just can't get by certain specifics with the religion itself, and that rubs me the wrong way. Um, the mankind behind it rubs me the wrong way. Um, yeah, so I decided that I'm just going to be agnostic, you know. So back to the question of, or back to my answer of me fasting Ramadan, but not in the traditional sense. I've always been, I've continued to do some type of intermediate fasting. Um, Mostly because a nigga broke. A nigga got bills and kids to pay for and shit like that. So I'd rather go without lunch. You know what I mean? Um, just so I know I can save an extra 25 or $30 a week. It help, it works for me. And I know there are a lot of other people that make way more sacrifices. And especially in a time like this, uh, fasting or abstaining from worldly pleasures, right? Not just food, but abstaining from worldly pleasures is really where the discipline comes in. Uh, and do I have the discipline? Apparently, the fuck not. And I'm not saying this to like make excuses or anything. I'm not. I'm just being honest and I'm being truthful because one, I'm only human. Two, the amount of stuff that I do, it would be it would be detrimental to the people around me for me to take such a risk as um going 12 hours without having I can't say any type of pleasure, but or eating or drinking or anything, but I can say without going without having some type of mental stabilization, right? And to anybody who grew up Muslim, like I said, I grew up third generation Muslim. To anybody who grew up Muslim, and that's gonna fast Ramadan this month, this year, you all all props due to you. All props due to you truly. Because I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna try, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. I'm gonna try my best to fast Ramadan, but I'm gonna try harder not to yell at the people I care about. I'm gonna try harder to not get uh irritated and angry myself as much. I'm gonna try harder to focus on the work and my task and my plans and my goals that I've not just set for myself, not just for my business, but uh characteristic building, you know? That's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm going to do my absolute best to abstain from food during the daylight, to abstain from drink during the daylight. Definitely. They see that's not a problem to me. Abstaining from food and drink is not necessarily a problem for me. The problem for me is not, I'm gonna be honest, it's not smoking, not vaping, because for me, that's the one thing that when I get the most irritated, the absolute peak where I'm about to fucking blow, that's the one thing that brings me back down. Is it the nicotine? No, not necessarily. It's the act of smoking itself. It's the comfortability of inhaling and exhaling a substance. I can only explain it as like taking deep breaths work in a way, but there's just and taking deep breaths. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm thinking about it, the same reason why I would take the smoke would be the same reason why like people would say just take deep breaths, right? Except that smoking has some type of chemical component to it, and that the chemical is going to alter or boost your how can I say it? Your cerebral comfortability, right? The back of your head that keeps nagging, it calms that. So that's what I'm going to do my best at trying to do, right? I'm going to do my absolute fucking best, absolute best. And in the meantime, for anybody who wakes up for suhoor in the mornings, like I said, I'm gonna give my power to you. I'm gonna even attempt to jump into Ramadan some of these days, maybe, you know. But this year is a very, very hard year, and that may be one of the cases why my Muslim friends and family are going to be like, oh, you should actually fast this year more than any other year because this year's the hardest year, and that's when you get the most blessings and everything else. And like I said before, to not disrespect the religion, I'm not going to cosplay as being Muslim because I just have that much respect for those that actually believe in that religion, right? I'm not going to cosplay as being Muslim. I always stated and said that I grew up Muslim. I was raised Muslim. I'm third generation, but I haven't practiced in so long that it doesn't feel genuine to me. Now anybody can fast. I'm not saying you got to be Muslim to fast. Anybody can fast. For me, it's the Islamic practice of it that it makes me feel like a hypocrite. And I can't personally do something and feel like a hypocrite. I don't know. Maybe some other people can fake the funk and go to church on Easter out of the rest of the year, only on Easter and Christmas. Some people can fake the funk and only fast, they're only Muslim during Ramadan. Back when I was practicing, we used to talk about this. And like I said, fasting is actually good for your health, but I'm not going to do it just because it's Ramadan. I it doesn't that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Maybe 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 I have low faith, right? Maybe my willpower is just not that not that heavy, right? Maybe it's just not that as strong as I thought it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm just built different.
Baby girl, I'm built different. Ain't shit about me average. Lazy motherfucker, I suffocate if I'm stagnant. Confident, I will never take your bitch, boy, I don't want her. She don't cook, clean, or pray for you. I'm sorry, that ain't no woman, and I'm tired of it. No tolerance for toilet shit. That man talkative. Need a better ass whooping than his father did. I'm confident. I'm a savage, not a scavenger. Baby, that ain't for breeze. What you smell is dry lavender. I'm a warrior in the garden, not a gardener in the war. No shortage, I ain't starving. Get the harvest from the soil. To carry out your call and make you a target in this world. So this part of the song go out to all the boys and girls. It go black man, get your cash. Get it fast, but they blast at you. This your chance. Remember who you are and don't let this world change you. If you ever want to burn this whole shit down, I don't blame you. Come here. The reason they don't like you is fear. Claim supreme but wanna be just like you. It's clear. They want the hips, the lips, the head, the voice, the walk, the look. They stare. Take one moment. Look at yourself in the mirror. Built different. Cut from a cloth they couldn't wear. Prepare for history to repeat, but look no further. I am the light-skinned Nat Turner. Bitch, I'm built different. Yeah. Put a little. Built different. Built different.
Let's not call for black music. Gemini, oh, wish that I saw the signs, fucking with a Gemini.